Namaste, World Raiser. Sabine and Roger here. Let's watch Osho Mano Mat Jano, a request by our World Raiser. Your love from Nepal. We love Nepal.
Love Nepal.
So this video, we have no idea what it is about. The title, no idea. The description was in Hindi, so no idea. But we're looking forward to it. Also, Osho, I just dreamt last night of Osho. He appeared in my dream. We were watching a soccer game together. Like, not together, but he was sitting in the audience, and I thought, oh my god, this is Osho. No idea where this dream came from, but it was fun. So turn the subtitles on. We're going to put the English ones in there, and let's enjoy. I just love the music.
मानो मत, अगर जानना है तो जानने का पहला कदम है मानने से मुक्त हो जाना।
Nice.
अगर तुम मुझसे पूछो, मेरा गणित पूछो, थोड़ा उल्टा लगेगा, थोड़ा बेबूझ लगेगा, मगर मेरी भी मजबूरी, मैं सत्य को वैसा ही कहने को मजबूर हूं जैसा है। अगर तुम सच में नास्तिक हो जाओ तो शायद कभी तुम आस्तिक भी हो सकते हो। नास्तिकता और आस्तिकता में विरोध नहीं, नास्तिकता सीढ़ी है, प्राथमिक सीढ़ी है आस्तिक होने के लिए। अगर मेरा बस चले तो मैं हर बच्चे को नास्तिक बनाऊं, हर बच्चे को जिज्ञासा दूं, प्रश्न दूं, खोज की आकांक्षा दूं, हर बच्चे के जीवन में एक तीव्र प्रेरणा भरूं कि तू जानना, मानना मत, और जब तक तू न जान ले ठहरना मत। बुद्ध ने जाना होगा तो बुद्ध पहुंचेंगे, और नानक ने जाना होगा तो नानक पहुंचेंगे, और कबीर ने जाना होगा तो कबीर पहुंचेंगे। उनके पहुंचने से तेरा पहुंचना नहीं हो सकता। तू जानेगा तो ही तू पहुंचेगा। और पहले चाहिए कि तुम्हारे चित्त की स्लेट खाली हो जाए। पोंछ डालो जो भी दूसरों ने लिख दिया है, धो लो स्लेट, साफ कर लो, कोरी कर लो तुम्हारी किताब। और मजा यह कि कोरी किताब तुमने क्या की कि जैसे राम को आमंत्रण मिल जाता है। कोरी किताबों पर उतरता है वह फूल, कोरी किताबों पर आती है वह किरण, कोरी किताबों पर होता है वह विस्फोट। कोरी किताब यानी निर्दोष चित्त, मान्यताओं से, विश्वासों से मुक्त। राम नाम जानियो नहीं, फिर तुम जान सकोगे, फिर ही जान सकोगे। भई पूजा में हानि, रहीम कहते पूजा खो गई, क्योंकि राम का नाम ही लोग भूल गए। राम से पहचान ही ना रही। राम के और लोगों के बीच में पंडित और पुजारी और पुरोहित और इमाम और पादरी और पोप, न मालूम कितने लोग खड़े हो गए। राम और तुम्हारे बीच इतनी भीड़ खड़ी कि तुम्हें लोगों की सिर्फ पीठें दिखाई पड़ रही, राम का चेहरा तुम्हें कहां से दिखाई पड़े। हटा दो इस भीड़ को। पूजा में हानि हो गई, पूजा यूं चल रही है मगर थोथी, तुम भी जानते हो भली भांति। मंदिर में जाके झुक भी जाते हो मगर तुम्हारा अहंकार नहीं झुकता, बल्कि अक्सर ये होता अगर मंदिर में भीड़ भाड़ हो तो तुम और रंग रौनक से झुकते हो, शोरगुल मचाते हो। मैं छोटा था तो मेरे गांव के जिस मंदिर में मुझे ले जाया जाता, जैन मंदिर था, वर्ष भर तो कोई खास जाता न था, लेकिन पर्यूषण के दिन जब आते तो उन 10 दिनों में बड़ी भीड़ होती थी। वो 10 दिन लूट के समझो। और लोगों ने भी क्या हिसाब बनाए हुए। वे 10 दिन आते हैं बरसात के दिनों, जब न खेती हो सकती, न दुकानदारी हो सकती, न कोई और धंधा हो सकता, सब दुकानें खाली होती हैं, किसान घरों में बैठे होते हैं, वर्षा मूसलाधार पड़ती। कैसे कुशल लोग, 10 दिन खोजे भी हैं तो यूं कि कुछ खर्चा ना हो, हिसाब से खोज, खाली ही बैठे हैं। और मुफ्त अगर राम भी मिलता हो तो क्यों छोड़ना। उन 10 दिनों में मैंने एक मजा देखा कि जब भीड़ भाड़ ज्यादा होती तो लोग आरतियां लेकर ऐसे नाचते, वही लोग जिनको मैंने कभी अकेले में नाचते नहीं देखा। 2-4 आदमी होते तो बेमन से नाचते, और भीड़ अगर खास होती तो फिर तो यूं होता है कि रुकते ही नहीं, बामुश्किल रोकना पड़ता, आपे के बाहर होके नाचते। ऐसे एक नाचने वाले थे, एक दिन मैं उनके पीछे हो गया, मुझसे पूछने लगे मेरे पीछे क्यों चले आ रहे। मैंने कहा एक राज की बात पूछ, आपको हर रंग में हर रंग ढंग में देखा, जब आप अकेले होते तो आप पूजा की थाली उठाते भी नहीं। 2-4 आदमी होते हैं तो थाली उठाते हैं, बस एक आध दफा घुमाई, उतारी और रख दी। 10-15 हुए तो आपके पैरों में थिरक आ जाती। और अगर 100-200 लोग इकट्ठे होते तो आपको रोकना पड़ता है, पकड़ना पड़ता है। पकड़े पकड़े हाथ में नहीं आते, छूट छूट जाते, निकल जाते, फिर थाली उठा लेते। आखिर लोगों को दूसरे काम भी करने, घर भी जाना, भोजन भी करना है। इसका राज क्या? उन्होंने कहा इसमें राज क्या? अरे अकेले नाचने में क्या सार, कोई देखने वाला भी तो होना चाहिए। साल में 2-4 ही ऐसे मौके आते हैं जब सब इकट्ठे होते। पर्यूषण के अंतिम दिन तो वह ऐसा ऊधम मचा देते, जैसे शराब पी रखी हो। लोग झुकते भी हैं मंदिर में, तो भी वह झुकना अहंकार का समर्पण नहीं। झुकते भी हैं तो भी वह अहंकार का ही पूजन।
Indeed.
Wow.
He's got a point.
Yeah, that was great. So yeah, loved his energy and yeah,
So different.
hearing him in Hindi. Yeah.
So very different. There's so much more strength behind it, and it's faster, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
So good. And of course, his words were very meaningful, and then pointing to some of our delusions, in the sense. And so the beginning was all about, just this, this idea of, I don't even remember. What was the beginning about?
Atheist. He wants everyone to be an atheist.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was gonna... Yeah, I was focused on that and contemplating that. And then his talk shifted into this, this story about the guy and the worship at the temple, and then putting on a show where it's just... And that really got me contemplating even, and just so I was kind of raised Catholic for a little bit, and just Christianity. And you would see it, a lot of practitioners, it's like... it's in all religions, I believe, is that, you're more liable or expected to practice your religion when it's a big occasion, right? Like, of course, Christmas Mass would always be full, right? Just packed. And they would have multiple services to accommodate everybody. But during the regular months, not much going on, just on the really special days, right? So just how how he's saying that your ego is devotional, just to inflate itself in a way, right? So then back to the beginning of the talk, just about how we got to make our cup empty, right? We got to let go of everything that we think we know, right? And then wipe the slate clean, right? Which is so true on the spiritual path. And, so I was fortunate. My journey began just so suddenly and abruptly, where I just surrendered everything. I'm like, I don't know anything about anything. I was so, upset at, quote unquote, some sort of catastrophe or failure, or how could I, be so stupid. And my ego just took a hit, and I, said that, okay, well, if there was any sort of truth out there knowable by human beings, then I intended to know it. And that began my quest, right? Where I didn't believe in anything, and I started fresh, right? So what he's saying, that once you begin to know, right? So if you come into the spiritual path, or even just in general, and that's why he was saying, and I really love this, about if it was up to him, he would have...
I don't understand.
He would have kept children innocent and fresh, and he wouldn't impose the beliefs on them. Because the big problem is the belief.
Okay.
So you're brought up in a religion, in a society or culture, and then your parents will tell you what to believe. And then you just believe them because they're your parents. So whatever religion they're part of, they're going to indoctrinate the children to believe that, right? But it's not there's no seeking or... wondering or like wanting to know for themselves. There's no desire to like, okay, what is the truth of reality? Because you already think you know it because your parents told you, right? They're like, so whatever religion is, they're going to say, okay, this is God, this is the prophet or the teacher, that taught and was, one, or got revelations from the divine, and this is what they taught, and this is the book, and then this is what's going on. And then the children's like, oh, okay. And then there's never even the desire a lot of times to like read the book, or to actually listen to the teachers or the saints that are explaining things, because you think that you already know. And when you think that you already know, then you're not going to learn and you're not going to grow, because you already think you know it all, right? So then, keeping the children's slate clean so then they can actually seek. So he would make all children atheists, right? And he says, and I really love, actually, I'm warming up to his idea of...
I know this right
proponing like atheism, right? Because because it's really just saying that you don't believe, right? And it's better to not believe than to say that you believe, because then you adopted a belief system, and then that actually limits your identity. Because even the Buddha taught that, don't believe anything that I'm sharing. And the Buddha, if you're not familiar with the Buddha, he was teaching the truth, right? 100%. But he still said, don't believe me, because you have to seek this truth out for yourself, right? So then,
because if they would have believed him, then they would have cut themselves off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then over time on the spiritual journey, once you have the contemplations and the meditations, so you're still, it's not to say that, oh, I don't believe in anything, so I'm not going to learn and I'm not going to take in spiritual information. No. That's not what Osho's saying. Is saying that start with a clean slate, take in the information, but don't believe in it. Take it in, meditate, contemplate with the space of awareness, and then eventually that capacity will grow, and then you'll get a sense of, okay, right? And then beliefs are coming about based on, more of an experiential knowingness. So a knowingness arises, and it's like a conviction, right? Coming from the depths of your soul, right? That, okay, this is true, and I'm experiencing it, right? So not to say that you're enlightened, but you're climbing up out of the lower levels of consciousness, the real negative ego mind, and then you start to, from that awareness, you begin to identify with, a more cosmic identity, right? More of like consciousness and awareness, and then the thoughts are just limited, not me, right?
Yeah. What I thought was interesting when he was talking about that story is just thinking about me in a temple, and I'm actually the opposite. Surprise, surprise. The more people there are in a temple, the more uncomfortable I feel, and also feel like, feel not so free in my expression of doing prostrations, or I remember sometimes I like to do full-length prostrations, but then if there are people there, then, what do they think if they see me? And maybe they think I want to show off, and it's like, oh my God. And that is just, it's not any holier at all. It's actually the same. It's just ego, because I'm so insecure within myself, right? That when there's no one around, I feel super comfortable, but when there are people around, I feel not comfortable. And that is the same as showing off, in my opinion, because it's a low level. It's like, I'm not rooted in faith. I'm not rooted within me and within my capabilities and understanding and devotion, because, it's, if I enter a temple, it's not supposed to be about anybody else. It's supposed to be about you and whatever, like God, the Buddha, the inspiration, the godliness, the divine, right? So yeah, between you and the divine, and nobody else around there. And you go there because you have devotion, and devotion means you want to surrender to the divine, right? And then eventually become one with the divine.
Yeah, and then making it a practice, right? And then not just on certain holy days, right? So yeah, like really being devoted and surrendered onto the truth, and like seeking that, and using all capacities, all the yogas, right? All the different paths, and then integrating them, in a certain way that's truly beneficial and meaningful. And it's funny that you brought that up about being shy in the temple, because if you don't know the story, me and Sabina actually met in a Buddhist monastery, and it was during the November course at Kopan Monastery in Nepal, right? And I would I like to sit in the back, and I would notice her. She was sitting like across the way from me and a little bit ahead. And what caught my eye about her was actually her devotion, right?
Yeah.
Be able to do all the mudras, the hand gestures, and then and I was like, she's got great devotion.
Yeah, I think at that time I was on a different level. I was like, really, it was just between me and the Buddha, like literally, because I was blending everything else out, and it was just so straightforward. And thanks for bringing that up too, because there were times where It was just me and the Buddha. There was no one else interesting. I was so confident that, I didn't even look. It's like, oh, what do other people think? It was of no importance, like of zero importance. And that was also that time.
That was the time, yeah.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, and we were there with 200 people in that temple. Yeah, very cool.
Awesome.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So we love this video, another fantastic video from Osho. So yeah, his talks are just exceptional every time. So
oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes they're funny. They're always
exceptionally
exceptional in some way, right? Controversial, right? Hilarious. Or like deep. This one, very deep. So thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful video. If you liked it as much as we did, please hit that like button. Remember to subscribe. It really, really helps the channel, keeps you up to date. Let us know what you think down in the comments. And remember, raise yourself
and raise the world. Thank you so much, everyone. And a very special thank you to our world raiser, your love. We love you.
Peace.